Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone around the world. Welcome to Digital Transformation through Salesforce JKT Technosoft webinar. I especially thank each one of you for joining this knowledge sharing session. And today's webinar will be available after the live session, and same will be shared to you on your emails. My full name is Ravi Teja Bogala, who is working for JK Technosoft from past 6 years as a Salesforce architect. And I'll be your host today. My Salesforce journey is a substantial experience in Salesforce.com, development, scope, design, testing, training, and deployments. I also follow up on a multitude of strategic projects within JKT, assuring the quality given by the process improvement. You can reach me on my email or other social networks for any questions related to this webinar. And a quick introduction on where are we from and what we do. We help our clients in over 20 countries to develop strategies to enable their digital transformation. We work with clients to identify business problems and resolve them effectively through a range of offerings from enterprise services, application development services, and cloud services. Our team of more than 1,600 inspired experts brings its experience and knowledge to every project we undertake across domains, industries, and technologies. Our relationship with customers over past 25 years shows our culture and passion towards our partners. When it comes to Salesforce offerings, we offer application end-to-end implementation, including user training and documentation, custom application development for complex business processes, integration services like connecting different on-premises or cloud applications to Salesforce, restructure of orgs on merger of companies or acquisition of a company, consulting and solution services. All these solutions and services are built in line with the Salesforce compliance. Looking at the agenda for today, mainly focusing on how Salesforce transformation can help our business grow and some of the key trending features in which we can take customer experience to the next level. Some light on how Customer 360, Einstein Bot, and IoT helps in order to improve the customer experience with limited resources. We will end up with concepts on Salesforce application development lifecycle. How can it be managed effectively? This will be more of at high level, and we will do deep dive into each topic in our future webinars. I request you to stay connected by following us on JKT LinkedIn and other social platforms. When you get your time to invest about 45 minutes today, I really want to break down into questions for spending your valuable time of what you're going to get. How important is the digital transformation for the business growth, and how business process can be effective by Salesforce transformation? How can Salesforce be one-stop solution for your business growth? How Salesforce helps various industries with its CRM and other enterprise applications. What is the purpose of custom development and how is the development managed? How Salesforce cope up with UI building technologies coming in future, and software development lifecycle setup in order to have the continuous application development and delivery. Can I trust Salesforce for my business data like customer info, customer transactions, which is on the cloud? Let's get started. Digital transformation. Every digital transformation is going to begin and end with the customer. Customer is a key. The trending now is digital transformation, and it adds value to customer interaction, each and every customer interaction. Let's look at the slide, which shows what is digital transformation. It brings the cultural changes, organizational changes, and the operational changes. By being digitally transformed, we are actually ready for cultural changes like a merger or an acquisition, a spin-off from a parent company, changing customer requirements, and maybe a disruptive change in the market, like the pandemic situation we are in now, and globalization. So our systems or applications should be friendly enough to support us through these situations where we go through cultural changes, organizational changes, and operational changes, which means the business application should be flexible enough to cope up handling these changes. The disruptive change in the market, like the pandemic situation we are in now, can always bring our expenditure on the IT applications down. So you can pay for what you use till when you use. The reason we need a digital transformation is for evolving business landscape due to increase in the customer base, changing customer expectations, and for gaining the competitive advantage in the market. Salesforce for digital transformation, world's best and top-in-class customer relationship management. Salesforce.com is an American cloud-based software company. It provides customer relationship management service and also sells a complementary suite of enterprise applications focused on customer service, marketing automation, analytics, and application development. These are closely integrated into one single system, and this is connected to the real world of communications like social media, mobile, and other cloud technologies. Salesforce objectives for digital transformation, let's customer drive the business, is the key motto. Let's be available on various channels to hear from customers like social media, mobile, etc. Train and encourage employees to use the application effectively, providing right and fast set of tools to our customers or employees to make easy use of them. The reported Salesforce subscription increases 27% year by year. Hence, it is proved that it works. It works on building your businesses. So if you compare this with any other digital transformation, which actually help us to find the room for improvement through the customer experience and grow more as a hassle-free healthy business. Now let's get inside Salesforce.com platform level applications, looking at how the traditional factors like marketing, sales, and services being accomplished at application level. Marketing automation, Salesforce Marketing Cloud provides digital marketing automation, analytics software and services. Salesforce Marketing Cloud develops marketing automation and analytics software for email, mobile, social, and online marketing. The other beautiful feature is managing the campaigns, which actually holds up the value of cost involved on existing or executing the campaigns for generating the leads. Campaigns can be of multiple type events like roadshows, referral programs, social media, etc. Further down, it will help on lead generation and nurturing, which will help in ROI measuring. So to look at the simple marketing automation flow over any company's website, a flow diagram on the right-hand side of the slide. So the first thing we know is who is the visitor of the website and what is he searching for on the website. And by this, you know what product is he looking for. So with this information, we can set up some automation rules to get in touch with the customer, making him remind on the products what he's looking for, and get more insights on what he's actually into. And then the system will finally send this contact to our sales department to get in touch with the customer on providing the results or the interest based on the customer interest on our product portfolio. Ultimately, you see the business functions are crisp and clear at all the stages, which leads actually to growth. And that is what the Salesforce Marketing Cloud brings, the traditional marketing enriched with smartness. Sales automation, once we are done with the marketing automation, let's do the sales. Once we are done with campaigns in the marketing automation, it's time to work on leads, which is the second stage of new business. So important points throughout the sales automation will concentrate on processing leads by creating the awareness of your company's product portfolio. As in when we introduce our products to leads, they will start showing interest based on their expectations versus overall product offered. That is where we do the requirement gap analysis, product customization features, or the negotiations, anything, etc. Mostly it's a decision-making phase. After that, we take necessary actions which needs to be recorded for future references like internal approvals or the offers made to the customer. So Salesforce Sales Cloud brings this automation. It's basically a customer relationship management platform designed to support sales in both business to business context and business to customer context. Going down to service automation, most important phase of any business growth is delivering the satisfactory services to the customer will lead to new business. So far, we as a business made the customer happy with what he need using the sales automation. So here comes the service automation, which we call it as Service Cloud in our Salesforce terminology. So let's see what service automation gives us. Case creation. Case creation for customers from various channels like creation from an email, social media, call centers, customer communities, etc. When your employees' skills are concerned, it will help your employees to be up to date with the knowledge base of the company's product portfolio. And this knowledge base can be shared to your customer support agents in order to have fast resolutions, which in turn will help to serve maximum customers, resulting the efficiency in productivity. This makes training and management of your service teams much more faster and easier. Service Cloud allows users to automate service processes, streamline workflows, and find key articles and topics related to various departments in your organization. And it supports the agent to find quick solutions to cases. It can also listen and respond to customer across a variety of social platforms and automatically route the cases to the appropriate agents. So these tools shown here will help service teams to work efficiently. Based on the previous case studies and knowledge articles, Service Console to quick access to multiple information using single screen for this service agent, and the live agent feature, and the web to case where you can create the case from your company's website. And escalation rules is an eye on the turnaround time on the case, and set or auto responsive rules to notify customers on the registered case. We'll move on to how Salesforce features on top of these automation of sales marketing service empower your business functions. After deploying the Service Cloud, business will start handling the high volume of cases, which results in higher customer satisfaction scores, and you will start supplying products than ever before. Altogether, delivering the services becomes faster and easier with your Service Cloud. As in when we deliver the quality services, it results in your business growth, which increases your customers. Increase in customers results in increase in service requests. So we should be ready to handle higher volume of cases in order to have our customer support functioning effectively. Especially the pandemic situations we are in now, how do we help our customers or organizations to optimize their customer support services to function? Salesforce Einstein Bot is a solution. The key benefits for or the objectives of Einstein bot are the quick case deflection, reduced wait times for customers waiting in the customer care support line. It saves time for agents to quickly find the solutions when they are on the call with customer. Efficient redirects for customer inquiries. Intelligent responses through natural language processing. That is where you train your bot. So customers or employees can reach out to your bots and receive immediate responses that build loyal relationships and drive the future sales. And this will definitely help the current lockdown situation to function your customer support. Example of few requests to the audience to think about is the password reset request from the employees and the order status questions from the customers, or maybe the store locations or working hours of any specific store. These repetitive requests can be answered from our bot. So what you do here is train your bot, and you will keep training throughout your customer service journey, and you will have customer support functioning effectively under any circumstances. For existing services whose chatbot is on any other platform apart from Salesforce, for that matter, can be connected to Salesforce for mapping or managing their channels with simple clicks of configuration. Chatbots can be integrated with Salesforce, and you can manage through Salesforce APIs and OMNI channels. OMNI channel is a flexible, customizable feature, and you can configure it declaratively, that is, without writing code. We use OMNI channels to manage the priority of work items. It will route important work items to agent quickly, and manage your customer agents' capacity to take on work items so that they are given only the number of assignments that they can handle. Going to Customer 360 feature of Salesforce. We've been seeing the automation related to traditional factors of business. Beyond this, there is one more factor to enrich the business is the Customer 360, which is basically having a 360-degree view of the customer across your organization. Salesforce Customer 360 is a tool that allows companies to connect Salesforce applications and create a unified customer ID. To build a single source of truth, a single source of truth gives you an identification of customer throughout your multiple businesses across the organization. But the new Salesforce 360 is focusing on Sales Cloud, and you have a scale on the customer satisfaction throughout his experience over marketing, sales, and service phases of your single business. This is the earlier version of Customer 360, but the new features and new Customer 360 of Salesforce allows you, and it makes it easier to bridge fragmented customer data across entire organization. It is not only inside Salesforce, you also connect multiple systems across the organization. It incorporates the functionality of MuleSoft to allow companies to connect any applications, data sources, or devices across any cloud services or on-premises service. Salesforce Customer 360 Data Manager allows data from all channels to work together in both B2B and B2C context. Some of the key features of the Customer 360 in this slide you see is data unification, consent management. You can club the customer data and maintain the unification across multiple business systems. The consent management is something we normally see visiting on any website asking to accept the browser cookies, which in turn is a consent. We are taking it from the website visitor so that we have his information on his acceptance. Another interesting factor is the audience, advanced audience segmentation. When we have multiple categorization of our product portfolio, then we can segment the audience based on your interest or their interest. So example, who is into a company who is into fashion designing, their marketing team can focus on their promotions or promoting their lifestyle and fashion products to certain age group of boys and girls. So the advanced audience segmentation can be done by gathering the information with combination of web browsing activities across various channels like website, emails, and previous purchases, etc. Other feature you see is the personalized customer engagement, which helps to provide better customer experience, which actually be the cost to drive your future sales. And Einstein Insights, the optimization in which Einstein Analytics allows you to explore all of your data quickly and easily by providing AI-powered advanced analytics. So this is where the artificial intelligence plays a major role. Salesforce IoT or IoT devices can communicate to your CRM or can take necessary actions in the world of connected devices. It's easy to connect events from devices to contextual data in which Salesforce and Salesforce will use all this information to promote or to do a right action. Coming to the number of devices connected to IoT is 8.3 billion from a wide variety of devices like health device implants in human bodies, Fitbits on your wristbands, and Wi-Fi in our cars, etc. So the future is IoT metrics will be processed in the cloud securely to take necessary actions without need of a human upon certain extent. To talk about an example or the use case, the electrical bike service company has implemented some IoT devices to their electrical scooters in which they can service the issue online. If the issue is more complicated, then it allows users to do a video calls and give self-assistance to the customer on resolving the issue. So your business functions to IoT devices is the future. Some of the other features like files, content management system. Salesforce content management system is a hybrid application where you can share content across channels, manage multiple languages of your content, and assign access roles to control who creates content. We have multiple formats of files like Word, PDF, Excel, CSV, etc. This content can also work with Einstein Bot, the chatbot, which will further help in self-assistance to the customers. Salesforce communities in context of B2B, communities can be built for partners and for customers in B2C context. So major classification is customer communities and partner communities. Sites is the another feature. Salesforce Sites helps you to create a public website and applications that are directly integrated with your Salesforce organization without requiring users to log in. All modern technologies like HTML, Bootstrap, Angular can be used to develop this website. Salesforce applications suits many industries, as you see here, and we will see in detail how Health Cloud is benefited to the real world of patients, doctors, and hospital administration is taken as an example for the discussion. The case object, which represents the care plan, stores the information of a case being treated. The problems, what you see here on the left-hand side, each care plan has a list of clinical or non-clinical health issues that must be addressed. The conditions, problems, concerns, and diagnoses that are managed or mitigated by this plan are represented in the problem custom object. Goals represents the intended objectives of carrying out a care plan. A case team role, the case team role object represents a role for a member for the patient's care team, such as caregiver or a physiotherapist. Care coordinators assign roles when they add member to the private patient community. The case team role also control access to the care and care plan and controls the visibility of the user in the community. EHR clinical data, uh, EHR clinical data, the patient data that comes from EHR system of record. EHR is an electronic health record of a patient which contains medical and treatment histories of patients. It represents detailed information about conditions, problems, and diagnosis. Especially for the COVID situation we are in now, the hospital management can have access to COVID patients' records by consuming the API provided by authorities to access the COVID patient's data, and you can alert your employees and doctors to handle the situation. And other industries, what you see here is the financial industry, retail industry, government industries, automotive industries, and non-profit organization industries. Every industry has a specific application suite. Moving down to Salesforce Platform, apart from the standard applications and the um, standard applications and the industry specific solutions, there is a need for custom application development with your own ideas. So generally, Salesforce Platform helps you to customize and extend your CRM solution with point and click features, and it also helps you to programmatically design the applications in all the mobile devices, tablets, iPads, and desktops. Employees can easily adapt to multiple applications as all the applications are in same place, and it is easily switch between the applications. We can build applications using HTML, JavaScript, jQuery, and many more script-based languages used to develop interactive user interface for better customer experience. The Analytics Web SDK interact with analytics in custom applications. Analytics SDK enables analytic functionality directly where your users work every day without having a transition between Lightning Experience and Analytics Studio. The Analytics SDK lets you communicate and interact with the analytical assets from the Lightning apps, Apex, Visual Force Page, and many more. Apex is an object-oriented programming language similar to Java, which helps developers to communicate with Salesforce servers. Let's look at the use case of custom development for one of our solution partners to know the purpose of Salesforce custom application development. A case study on leading semiconductor foundry, basically electronic integrated circuits, IC's manufacturing industry, who deals with AMD, Broadcom, Qualcomm, who are big electronic market giants. Dealing with these customers on their requirements will differ from order to order, as every chip has its own purpose. So for them, it's really hard to have a lengthy process of collecting the customer requirements, and the process of estimated product delivery time cannot be accurate so that your business functions will get disturbed, which in turn will lead to poor operations. Generally, to build a chip, you have so many varieties of semiconductor components like field effect transistors, input voltage, dimensions, with wide varieties of selections of IP types based on their logic chip or memory chip or any other. So customers request this by filling in various details on the customer community, and that form arrives to the fabrication office and then technical design reviews. And discussions and approvals will happen, and then it is released to the manufacturing unit to develop the chip in larger quantities. So the testing and analysis data is available for various devices connected to APIs. And from there, it is connected to Salesforce, and this data is used to communicate with the customers on letting them know the availability and the status of the manufacturing product. The custom solution offered helped customers to easily configure their requirements with top-class UI. So this automation process has really made customers happy in configuring what they want, and improvements can be done along with the customer discussions. the same is recorded and taken care by the application in each and every step of customer interaction. Solution saved a subscription cost of existing application being used for the same purpose to the larger extent, and even employees are happy about the process. So ultimately, the purpose of the custom development is to have a simplified, complex business requirements into modern applications. Salesforce Lightning is a component-based framework for app development from Salesforce.com that is designed to simplify processes for business users who typically do not have programming experience. This slide will be interesting for technical background people, and this also support to the key takeaway point on how we can adapt new UI technologies, features, future components will be a completely a separate component. So how do you set or be ready for the future UI technologies is the purpose. So a web component is a web standardized way of creating reusable user interface elements for website or applications. Before we move to web components, let us understand what is a component. Component will be basically a separate module which you can integrate with the main application. We have been hearing a lot about components-based frameworks. So the idea of writing code in all the frameworks should mainly concentrate on the reusability and the portability. Components allows you to have an encapsulation technique, which means a component is only responsible for its internal code and should not be concerned with the state of application. That's how you will add multiple components into one single component. The component should be able to extend each other, component being developed and the component being used to develop a component or an application. Composability is a collection of components which will become less dependent on need of global logic. It gives better defined architecture for the whole application. The another benefit of component is reusability. Basically, it should be easily reusable with a clearly defined API by going with minimal dependencies. When it comes to Lightning web component, basically web components are interoperable. The interoperable feature with encapsulation, declaration, extensibility, composability, and reusability will be called as a web component. Web components are interoperable because the communication happens at a browser's lowest level, which is DOM, Document Object Model. So basically, the frameworks components are great. The component framework languages like Angular, React.js, but they are only great within their own ecosystem. So the conclusion is using of web components will help you adapt to the latest technology ecosystem. So you don't have any gates to limit application developers of using technologies on your front end, which will make you future ready. And it also lets you to have the application development super fast. We have been seeing, so whatever we have seen so far is how Salesforce benefits from business standpoint and the developer standpoint. Now we will see how Salesforce custom application development setup makes sequential releases at application level to the production, and how it can be maintained or integrated to your code repositories to have a flexible, robust deployment plans to your production orgs. Arriving on technical solutions after the business requirement analysis, business functions to technical implementation mapping solutions. And if these solutions requires to develop code, then it is necessary to keep the code clean. This is where CI/CD, continuous integration or continuous deployments, come in place for maintaining hassle-free software development lifecycle. What we see here on the slide is the code versioning and maintaining the queue of various deployments, which is integrated to Jira to integrate the user stories and tasks with Bitbucket. Basically, it's an agile development methodology of developing the small modules by different developers in the different sandbox. You see it on the left-hand side, developer 1 and developer 2. And comes to the code reviews, as you know, PMD is a very well-known source code analyzer for Java, Android, and many more languages. The good news for Salesforce developer is it also supports Apex for the code reviews. Bitbucket pipelines will help continuous deployments from test to production, and it is best-in-class Jira integration. In place of Bitbucket, we also can use Jenkins. In place of Bitbucket, it works with various repositories like SVN, GitHub, etc. A webinar on how to use these tools to the great extent is already in roadmap of our future webinars. We'll catch up in detail there. And moving down to case study. I request your attention on this slide where you can see the business challenges mapped to solutions and what is the impact on the business. A case study of one of our IT solution partner who is leading global manufacturer and distributor of high quality shower doors, tub doors, and bathroom accessories. They are passionate about smart and visionary design, delivering affordable luxury bathroom solutions. The journey throughout the digital transformation has made all their manual sales and support process to a top-class professional business application. The solution implemented is a sales and service cloud in which AI, Chatbot, and the OMNI channels help to improve support agents' productivity by 25%, resulting 60% reduction in incoming calls from customers on inquiries and support. Data quality has becoming challenge as there were multiple applications handling the same data, and there is no sync between data. The Salesforce SOAP or the REST API and the streaming-based APIs helped to access the business data from single system, and it acts as a source for the employees, field service agents, and the customers. In this way, the data quality is assured to its best. And the other main business challenge is the customer support process was very lengthy process where in the spare parts availability is always confusing and time-taking, as they were communicating over the emails for availability check from the customers, which results in the poor performance. Online assistance and the AWS Lex chatbot, which is an existing chatbot, this is not a Salesforce chatbot, has been enabled and connected to Salesforce, in which it helped employers to check on the solutions and documentations, which is a self-assistance. Handling these many business needs on an applications has to be streamlined for feature or task-based releases to production from the system integration testing, SIT, and from UAT, user acceptance testing. The Bitbucket repository connected to Bitbucket pipelines helps to enable the releases based on user stories in the connected Jira ticketing tool. Data quality is maintained across the multiple system by integrating with multiple APIs, and the implementation of AWS Lex Chatbot managing the work items, and Salesforce by omni-channels, which results 60% reduction of calls, as I said to you during starting of the call. So, and that is being observed over a 24 months of productivity time. So training your bot again and again over a period of 24 months has reduced the effort being taken by the customer support agent by the slash of 60%. Salesforce subscription and data security on cloud. Generally, Salesforce subscription is based on a number of users in your organization who wants access to the CRM and other applications. So each user license cost range from $25 to $300 based on business needs, which means performance remains same for all as it is a cloud application for small, medium, large scale companies. But The license cost varies based on your business needs and complexity, which also helps companies to be cost effective on the IT infrastructure. When it comes to your business critical data on cloud, how can we trust Salesforce servers on storing your business data is the question for everyone. Salesforce.com uses a variety of methods to ensure that your data is safe, secure, and available only to registered users in your organization. It's a compliance engineered for cloud, which will help us to be hassle-free on the data security. Salesforce is committed to achieving and maintaining the trust of their customers from past 2 decades. On this mission, Salesforce is providing a robust compliance program that carefully considers data protection, which matches across CRM and its suites of services. For trust and compliance for each Salesforce service, you can go to trust.salesforce.com and look for the documentation. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope I have accompanied you with key takeaways we discussed at the starting of this webinar. Now, I love to answer your questions. How does it interact, going to the questions, how does it interact with healthcare software like Epic? It's completely based on the APIs being exposed by the Epic system. Either it could be a REST API or a SOAP API, or maybe API which is looking for regular changes on any kind of records, like let's say the patient records. We are going to use the APIs based on the need and the compatibility of the other system. So if Epic is ready to expose the REST or SOAP or streaming API based APIs, then yes, we are able, will be easy. It will be easy for us to connect the Salesforce to Epic system and access the data. Another question for CI/CD development, what are the other code repositories available? Oh. So yeah, as I said, you can also connect the repositories like SVN and also GitHub, Git in that case. Yes. Have you done work with Epic? No, we have not done work with Epic because that's something a system. When we look at from the Salesforce context, we cannot look the external systems based on their functions. We can only look the external system based on their APIs being exposed. So it will be similar to this previous answer what I made. The understanding of the external system is same in terms of the methodology when it comes to any other system which is being exposed on the API, application programming interface. Yeah. I think any other questions, please, audience? This is not only the session, you can drop the questions, you can also write down the questions to us. We will answer it, each one of it, and we will drop you a response on that. How do we how do this interface with Android based applications? Okay, there is one more new question from Dinesh Kumar J. Yeah, how do this interface with Android based applications? So Android applications mostly works on REST based APIs. So consuming the REST based APIs, yes, we can get access to Android applications. But when it comes to Salesforce mobile applications, accessing the Salesforce data, you don't need an Android application to be developed. Salesforce provides you the an application on both iOS and hybrid iOS and Android. It's an hybrid application which actually suits both iOS and Android, where you can access the where you can get an access to Salesforce data. Yeah. And the rollout time for this application on mobiles and tablets is very minimal time, very minimal time. So the time taking for developing the application is only the major part, and rolling out for the mobiles and tablets is very minimal time. Yeah. What about the small companies with few employees? Yes, as I said, it is cloud services shared to each and every customer, each and every company. So it is proportionate to your number of licenses, number of employees in your organization. So if your employees is about 20 people in your organization, yes, you can have a Salesforce application up and running. And yeah. Connecting messengers with apps possible? Yes, it is possible. You also have chatter inside Salesforce, where it will help you to help you as a messenger within the Salesforce ecosystem. Okay, what will be the time frame to implement it on takeover of the existing systems in place? All right. So it's again completely depends on how much size, how much complexity is your business. Taking the ideal conditions, let's say you want to implement a sales cloud on for your employees, then hardly it should be a month's time, a couple of months time to implement the sales cloud for rolling out for your entire organization of a size about some 500 employees. Yeah. Yeah. And okay, how long it may to take move from our Zoho CRM to Salesforce with 10 millions of data? Okay, so again, the data architecture has to be maintained first, because data migration is only the pain point in terms of migrating from the older systems to the new systems, because application is already ready and it is in place. The only thing is, how are we going to do the data architecture is only the question. So if you have about some 10 custom objects and the Salesforce applications, yes, this will take about 2 to 3 months to migrate from the older application to newer application. Yeah. So on the data architecture, we also have the future webinars on data architecture of how will we do the right way of data migrations. That is already in the list of our roadmap of webinars from JKT. Yeah, we will catch up there in detail. Yeah. Thank you. I think I've answered most of your questions. If you still have a question, I request you to drop me a note. I will definitely respond to each one of your questions. Thank you, and have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care. Thank you.